Most people tell you how to set up your background and write your profile bio, but nobody tells you about the students who deliberately try to make you fail. Today we are talking about the side of online ESL tutoring that nobody warns you about, and if you're just starting out, this might be the most important video you watch before your first class. The first thing you need to understand is how new tutor visibility works on most platforms. When you are brand new, many platforms place your profile higher in search results specifically because you are new. This is partly to help you get started and partly because the platform wants to see how you perform before deciding where to rank you long-term. What this means practically is that in your first days and weeks, you may get booked by a much wider variety of students than you will later on. Some of those early students will be wonderful. Some of them will not be. And because you are new, you do not yet have the experience to read the warning signs quickly or the confidence to act on them decisively. That combination, high visibility plus low experience, is exactly what makes the beginning period both exciting and genuinely stressful. Now, let's talk about the 4 types of students you are likely to encounter early on, because they are not all booking you for the same reason. Type 1, the variety seeker. This student genuinely enjoys meeting new tutors. They book new profiles regularly because they find variety interesting. They like hearing different communication styles and different approaches to conversation. These students are generally pleasant, understanding, and not particularly demanding. They know you are new, and they are not expecting perfection. If you get one of these in your first few classes, consider yourself lucky. Type 2, the power seeker. This student targets new tutors deliberately because they sense an opportunity to feel in control. They believe a new tutor will be less likely to push back, less likely to end the session, and more likely to absorb bad behavior without consequence. They may be dismissive, condescending, or subtly aggressive, testing your limits from the moment the session starts. The most important thing to know about this type is that your instinct to accommodate them in order to protect your early ratings is exactly what they are counting on. The earlier you learn to recognize this pattern, the better off you will be. Always check your platform's specific rules on disconnecting versus canceling a session so you can protect yourself without risking your account. Type 3, the trap setter. This student selects unusual, advanced, or rarely requested materials specifically to watch a new tutor struggle. They pick topics outside the standard lesson library, obscure business terminology, highly technical subject matter, niche cultural discussions, not because they genuinely need to study that content, but because they want to see how you handle being caught completely off guard. If you stumble, they feel satisfied. If you laugh nervously or visibly panic, they feel entertained. Some of them will actually laugh during the session. Not with you, at you. Remember that the discomfort you feel in that moment reflects their character, not your competence. Type 4, the rating hunter. This student gives 1-star ratings to new tutors almost strategically. They know that a new tutor has a very small pool of ratings and that a single 1-star review carries disproportionate weight. Here's the math that makes this terrifying for new tutors. Look at it this way. 1 bad rating out of 5 total ratings means 20% of your reviews are negative. 1 bad rating out of 500 total ratings means it is practically invisible. Rating hunters know this. They use it. The practical defense is early detection. If a student's energy feels wrong from the first minute, if their tone before the session starts is demanding or dismissive, if they selected material that seems designed to test rather than learn, trust that feeling. And always check your platform's policy before disconnecting so you understand the difference between protecting your rating and risking your account status. Now let's talk about something that trips up almost every new tutor: learning not to take social pleasantries literally, especially the phrase, "see you next time." In the context of ESL platforms with a significant number of Japanese students, "see you next time" is almost never a genuine commitment to rebook. It is the culturally appropriate way to close a conversation politely.
It means goodbye.
It does not mean this person enjoyed your class enough to add you to their favorites. It does not mean they are planning to search for your profile again. New tutors who interpret this as positive feedback and then feel confused when the student never returns are setting themselves up for unnecessary disappointment. Treat it as a goodbye and nothing more. The action that actually tells you something meaningful is when a student adds you to their favorites. That is a deliberate choice that costs them attention and intention. That is real feedback. "See you next time" is social ritual. Learn to tell the difference early. Now, let's talk about something practical that many new tutors completely overlook until it causes a problem during an actual session: your equipment. Before you ever teach your first class, you should already be completely comfortable with your headset, your camera, your microphone, and the basic steps for when something goes wrong. The best way to build this comfort is simple: practice.
Call your family.
Call your friends. Have actual video conversations using the same setup you will use for teaching at the same time of day, from the same location. Check your lighting, your audio, your background, and your connection stability. Technical problems during a class are genuinely common, and a tutor who panics visibly when something goes wrong loses credibility instantly, even when the problem has absolutely nothing to do with their teaching ability. It is also worth knowing that many technical problems during a session originate on the student's side, not yours. Slow connections, audio cutting in and out, video freezing. These issues often come from the student's device or internet. New tutors immediately assume the fault is theirs and spend the session apologizing for something they cannot control. A more experienced approach is to calmly acknowledge the issue, check whether the student is experiencing anything on their end, and continue with whatever quality of connection is available. You are not responsible for the student's internet speed. You are responsible for your own setup being as solid as possible, and beyond that, you adapt. The beginning of your ESL tutoring career will have moments that feel discouraging. The early one-star reviews, the sessions that went badly despite your preparation, the see you next time that never turned into a return booking. These experiences happen to everyone. The tutors who build something sustainable are not the ones who never had bad sessions. They are the ones who kept going, refined their ability to detect problem students early, and gradually built a base of returning students who genuinely value what they bring to the classroom. That takes time.
Give it time.
Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful or relatable, please subscribe to join my journey toward 2,000 videos. On this channel, I share unfiltered ESL stories. Yes, even the toxic ones, alongside Japanese and Korean language tips, my plants, my pets, and the reality of solo living. If you'd like to support my work and help me build my retirement fund, you can buy a treat for my pets via the link in the description below. Every bit of support helps keep this channel independent and growing. And before you go, if you have already started tutoring, what was your most awkward first class moment? Tell me in the comments. See you in the next one.